and then we want to let him decide what he wants to show right now, since no one's really seen this weapon yet in great detail taken apart. So you guys get that class in the morning, but basically this gun was built, as you know, the 300 Blackout round, Kevin and everyone, you know, Remington helped push, and that created the Honey Badger, which created a military-driven requirement for a subsonic 300 Blackout, sort of replacement of the MP5 SD, and that kind of grew legs. Remington had the famous Honey Badger, which Kevin helped design. Well, then a couple of years later, fast forward, it's an Army actual requirement that they're asking vendors to participate in, and that's where the MCX sort of came from. This is 300 Blackout version right here. We have 300 Blackout 5.56 and 7.62 by 39. This has AR style controls. As you can see, we have the little Picatinny on the back, so you can change butt stocks. We have 3 different butt stocks right now. You've got an M4 style, you've got skeletonized, we call it the SAS style, and then we have a MP5 SD retractable, as you can see where the rods go right here. So the end user can pick which one he wants. Normal M4 style controls. Subsonic 300 Blackout, this thing's coming in around 123 dB. Supersonic is around 134. So an MP5 SD's 129-ish.
128 to 130.
Yeah, so you know, it's coming in quieter than an MP5 SD, which was the original requirement from the military.
And that's substantial. I mean,
yeah,
you know, it's half the sound of the SD when you start talking 3 to 6 dB. Another interesting thing about this, which the question is going to come up, this is not an integral silencer. This is a thread mount. When Ethan and Eric Burt and I did the Honey Badger at AAC, that was an integral silencer. It had 2 separate silencers on it. We ported gas before the operating port for the gun. And we were still at 130 dB when we left thereabouts. So this gun, we meter it depending on the day, you know, 120 dB. This is as quiet as most 22 silencers, and most mainstream 22 silencers. So that's pretty exciting from the sound standpoint. And on here, like, he had trouble getting that off. That's actually just a thread mount silencer. You go with a thread mount because we save a lot of weight. We can buy sound. We save complexity, tolerance, stack ups when we start talking about shims for muzzle brakes and things like that. But we incorporate a taper to the threads on this. It doesn't come loose. Like, we'll shoot this thing, you guys will get to shoot it full auto. It's the way to install a silencer on a barrel. So, and you can see with the silencer as well, we've gone a step further than at AAC. I did the tapered tubes and then step tubes where there was lower pressure at the end. We had a thinner outer tube. Well, in developing like the robotic circumferential welding, we've actually gotten it to a point now, you know, thanks to Ethan Lassard and a lot of hard work and testing and learning from mistakes that we made in the past. We don't need an outer tube now for strength. So this will survive supersonic. The 308 silencer you guys were just shooting on that 716 doesn't even have an outer tube. It's just welded and the baffle and spacers. So what that does for the end user saves a lot of weight. We can add that diameter to the internal volume so we get better sound suppression, better flash. This is the next generation of what we were working on 4 years ago.
So for the requirement, we've got 2 gas settings. You see it's in P1 and P2 right now, but we're going to have a supersonic setting and a subsonic setting to keep it simple. So it will work in either, but it's most reliable in the obvious setting. And AR style controls, without getting too deep in it, that's about it.
I think that's it. Like Robby said, the gas setting, and Robert will go into detail on that in the morning, but it works with or without the silencer, with subsonic or supersonic ammo. And it's really about durability for the parts. If you're going to run all supersonic ammo, put it in that setting, and the gun won't run as hard, and you know, internal components will last longer. That's really the difference.
Is this subsonic stuff that's over there?
The first stuff we are shooting, if it doesn't have a black tip, it is all subsonic.
So we're shooting 2 different types of ammo today. Right here you're going to see, this is the Remington 220 grain subsonic, and then we have the Barnes 110 grain supersonic ammo.
Yeah, so I think everybody's shooting the subsonic. That's where it is. And then we'll put supersonic, and you can mix it up and shoot both in the same mag. But I would encourage everyone to remove your ears, the hearing protection.
Okay.
Watching DefenseReview.com.